Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Enrique and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Financial Intelligence Unit key to drug bust. PM promises full ratification on Human Rights Convention. And farmers moving cattle increase TB threat.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Financial Intelligence Unit Director Razim Baksh has revealed that the FIU has been at the front line in every major drug bust, providing much needed information to enable the police make arrests and mount a prosecution. The recent arrest of a Canadian national allegedly found with more than 39 kilos of cocaine in his possession was the result of the FIU intercepting a series of suspicious financial transactions between Fiji and 2 other countries. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
Drug trafficking continues to top the list of proceeds generated from serious crime. Currently, before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs, the FIU director, while responding to questions, better explained how they work in this area.
How is this being monitored, given the seriousness of what's happening, the amount of seizures and the spread of, I think it's metal fins or something, ice.
We were able to restrain certain funds of the foreign suspect who had bank account here in Fiji, and the amount is currently protected, which is almost $100,000.
Baksh adding that with their networks, they're able to inform the necessary authorities of their blacklist.
We have got all those, including foreigners and locals, who are involved in cyber-related fraud. And on a regular basis, we inform the foreign exchange dealers and commercial banks.
Adding that they continue to compile an extensive list of offenders.
We also have names of human traffickers in Fiji. We have a complex database on money launderers in Fiji.
The FIU's 2017 annual report is currently before the Committee for Oversight. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fiji has plans to ratify the remaining 2 articles of the Big 9 Human Rights Convention this year. Speaking at the 40th session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Prime Minister Vorenghe Bainimarama says the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is transforming lives in the country through an agenda of effective and innovative policies. Anna Ravulo reports.
Prime Minister Vorenghe Bainimarama says Fiji's international advocacy in defense of the rights of the vulnerable continues to be amplified from the highest level of global leadership.
I carry with me the pride of Fijians everywhere. Pride in this global recognition of our progress in realizing their human rights and dignity. Rights long denied to many of our people through darker, painful chapters in our history.
The Prime Minister highlighted that Fiji has inherited laws and systems that were inherently at odds with the human dignity of thousands of rightful citizens, including an electoral system that determined the weight of votes based on ethnicity.
Our economy was rigged in favor of a societal elite, while the socio-economic rights of our people remained an afterthought. And the basic building blocks necessary to foster a culture that promoted human rights were weak and crumbling under the strain of socio-political and economic upheaval, which, amongst other things, manifested in communal divisions.
Bainimarama says these have been addressed in the 2013 Constitution, which established a common national identity among Fijians. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Vorenghe Bainimarama was accorded a traditional welcome ceremony by members of the Fijian community living in France and Switzerland at the Fiji mission in Geneva. Bainimarama will be holding a series of bilateral meetings on the margins of the 40th session of the Human Rights Council. He met with Norway's Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs, and the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Geneva. There are restrictions on cattle movement due to bovine tuberculosis. This was highlighted by Director Animal Health and Production Avinesh Dial following an outbreak of tuberculosis and brucellosis, especially in the Central Division. Savara Tambo reports it's important for farmers to follow this in an effort to limit the spread of TB from infected cattle to healthy cattle and calves.
The ministry seeks cooperation from farmers and the public on movement of cattle and calves.
If you are trying to move animals, please take advice from Ministry for Agriculture and from Biosecurity Authority of Fiji so that they can give you proper permits for the movement. But at the moment, there is a declaration and the movement is strictly prohibited from farms to farms.
Dial says they've noticed that some farmers have been transporting animals without permits, and that shouldn't be the case. Minister responsible Dr. Mahendra Reddy confirmed around 1,500 cases of TB were identified in 2018.
Last year we had eradicated some farms, totally cleaned up, and whenever we are getting also in our stray animal campaign, whenever we get these animals, first thing we do is also do a test of TB and brucellosis. If you find it positive, then that's it. We keep it and we discard it and compensate the farmer.
Meanwhile, a total of 250 cattle were identified as tuberculosis positive and slaughtered so far this year. Sabara Tamboa, FBC News.
Concerns have been raised over the delay of maintenance at health facilities in the rural and remote areas of the Northern Division. Assistant Health Minister Alex O'Connor told FBC News work is not started on facilities identified for repairs 2 years ago. Eleanor Trangaivu reports.
Some health facilities in the rural and remote areas of Nolebo are almost half a century old and are in urgent need of repairs.
They're in dire need of expanding because we now have things like foot care, diabetes foot care, as well as MCH clinics.
Assistant Minister for Health Alex O'Connor is in Nolebo this week, inspecting health facilities he had visited in 2017. Most that were identified to be repaired have yet to undergo any work.
But I'd like to nip it in the bud and get it done and over with. Yeah.
O'Connor also revealed there is now adequate staffing in the health facilities.
Staffing at this point in time is being covered. There's enough numbers for that, but yeah, there's a little smaller issues insofar as there's a husband and wife team. The husband is some distance away from the other in a totally different facility.
O'Connor will be visiting health facilities in Mbo tomorrow and will conclude his inspection with visitation to health facilities in Madhwata on Thursday. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Still to come, Sharma undue influence case dropped, and Flight Schools remembers tragedy. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua na sere.
Oya ubasit sai so ilambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Buya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Wana tunga nambula FM nambandua na sere nambaluan.
Na vengo fane na tao niongo singa toka. Kita ndo talita ka nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Bula FM nambandua na sere.
The efforts made by the Pacific Disability Forum over the year was today commended by Minister for Women and Children Meriseni Vuniwanga. Speaking at its 6th conference in Nandi, Vuniwanga says tangible outcomes and efforts are being felt in all sectors of the regions. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Pacific Disability Forum has made real advancements in various arms of the government to address issues affecting people with disabilities.
It is a comfort to know that the rights of persons with disabilities remain an important agenda for us in the Pacific. It has to, for this is what empowers us as a country and as a region.
Today, the Pacific Island leaders reaffirmed their commitments to tackle barriers faced by persons with disabilities.
But I'm here to listen, and I'm here, please do seek me out and say, listen, we want this matter brought before your IAP, your Independent Accountability Panel.
The call has come also for more effective regulatory changes across sectors to enable significant improvement in the lives of these people.
And let's put a challenge to the rest of us from the Pacific. When we go home, let's shake that coconut tree. Shake it until the coconut falls. Into legislation, into social protection, into legal harmonization.
The welfare of those living with disabilities will be the topic of discussion during this conference. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
The Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption today indicated in the Suva Magistrates Court that they will no longer prosecute former Sun Insurance Chief Executive Lola Sharma. Sharma was charged by FICAC with one count of attempt to undue influence. It's alleged that in October 2017, Sharma attempted to hinder or interfere with the free exercise or performance of the political right of the employees of Sun Insurance Limited relevant to the 2018 general election. Opposition MP Moses Mbulitavu and businessman Jagath Karunaratne appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court this morning for their retrial matter. It is alleged in August 2011 the two spray-painted words in different places between Nausori and Suva with the seditious intention of bringing into hatred or contempt or to excite disaffection against the government. Mbulitavu and Karunaratne's conviction and sentence was set aside by the Suva High Court in August last year, and a retrial was ordered after their appeal against conviction and sentence was allowed. Each faces one count of sedition. The Chief Magistrate today transferred the matter to be called before another magistrate. The case has been adjourned to next Monday. A memorial service was held to remember the lives of Iliesa Tawalo and Merlesita Lutu, who perished in a plane crash in the interior of Vanuatu exactly 1 year ago today. The Pacific Flying School management and students reflected over the tragic incident, which shocked the country. Felipe Naikaso reports.
Remembering the lives of their comrades. In a solemn occasion this morning, the students and management of Pacific Flying School shared their heartfelt messages.
It's something that's been difficult for some to face up to, and I just felt it was very, very important that we never forget what happened.
Despite the tragic accident happening a year ago, for some it seemed as if it was just only yesterday the two were among them.
This is not a day to remember them leaving us. It's a day to remember the impact that they had on our lives and what they meant to us. It is a day to smile and remember how amazing and wonderful they are.
In sharing the joy and the pain together today, may we lessen the pain and remember more clearly the joy.
Close to 50 people gathered at the flying school in Nadi to remember the lives of Iliesa and Merlesita. Philippe Naikaso, FBC News.
In world news, who knew a hostless Oscars might turn out to be a good idea? Yesterday's ceremony, with its diverse winners list, made for a lively show, even if there were several head scratches. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, South Africa names a youthful team for Las Vegas Sevens, but first, Kelly is here now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Fiji and Japan Airlines enter a new code-share agreement. And in growing Fiji, new corn variety gains popularity in Bua. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, Fiji Airways and Japan Airlines today announced a code-share arrangement that makes travel between the two countries much more convenient. Both airlines are members of the One World Alliance family. Under the arrangement, Japan Airlines will now be able to offer almost daily flights between Nadi and Tokyo Narita, with 2 direct services and options via Fiji's other Asian gateway, Singapore and Hong Kong, utilizing the JL designator code on flights operated by Fiji Airways. Chief Executive Andre Filion says they're delighted to add the 5th One World airline to the global network as a highly valued code-share partner. The government has welcomed the International Monetary Fund's 2018 staff report, which notes the continuing strength of Fiji's economic performance and its resilient growth. The report recognizes the Fiji's gross domestic product sits at an all-time high with 9 straight years of economic growth and positive projections for the years ahead. The report also outlines a number of important recommendations to enhance the consistent and responsible management behind the record-breaking success of our economy. From 2006 until 2016, Fiji's debt as a percentage of GDP decreased, falling from 53% in 2006 to 47% in 2016. However, that trend was disrupted by the severe devastation caused by tropical cyclones Winston, Gita, Kenny and Josie. Minister for Economy Ayeside Kayum says as we move out of the rebuilding phase from TC Winston, the government plans to re-establish the trend set prior to Winston of reducing the fiscal deficits. He says the plan of fiscal consolidation has been clearly set out in the 2019 and 2020 budget strategy, which will be reflected in the 2019 and 2020 national budget. We now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the exchange market.
A quick look at the forex market. The Aussie and Kiwi consolidated gains today amid growing signs of progress in US-China trade talks. The positive sentiments around trade talks were taken as a good sign for the Chinese economy and commodity prices, giving a little boost to our neighbouring counterparts. Meanwhile, traders are eyeing for a slate of data due in the second half of the week for fresh cues on the health of the global economy. Market is particularly eager to hear about the US Federal Reserve's latest view on the economy and monetary policy. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is scheduled to provide semi-annual testimony on Capitol Hill tomorrow. And in other news, sterling jumped to its highest against the US dollar in close to 4 weeks. This came after reports indicated that British Prime Minister Theresa May was considering delaying a Brexit deal deadline. And that's all the latest from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Once again, a fairly strong day for the Fiji dollar. However, the Aussie and the Kiwi, as well as the Chinese yuan, made some gains against the Fiji dollar due to optimism about the US-China trade talks. However, our dollar continued on the rise against the US greenback, the Kina, the euro, and the Japanese yen. Taking a look at the commodities market, there was little change. Oil dropped more than $2 to $55 per barrel. Gold was down slightly at $1,329 an ounce, and silver closed at $15.92. In growing Fiji, a farmer in Sarawanga, Mbua, is planting different colors of corn, and it's the talk of the farming community there. Ko Ping initially planted corn to provide shade for his Yangonda plants, but the harvest has made good and now he plans to plant more. Eleanor Tarangavi reports.
Move over yellow corn. Purple and white are here and they are sweet too.
Taste is different because the sweet corn is sweet and white one same a little sweet but soft. And purple one same.
Kuo Ping started corn farming with the yellow one about 2 years ago. Only recently he tested out the purple and white ones.
My land is very dry, so I just plant for the sandalwood and the Yangonda. So Yangonda they need the shade, so I just plant this corn for my Yangonda shade.
While corn is merely an alternative crop, it also has health benefits.
People, they don't know this is the main energy for our brain.
Ping sells whatever he harvests. The rest is for home consumption.
At the moment, I just sell in my shop. One cooking one is $1. And no cooking one is about 4 for $2 like it.
And the seed?
The seed, the one small packet for $2.
With plans to increase his Yangona production, corn farming will also be expanded. Ping is originally from Taiwan and came to Fiji in 1985. He has a 41-acre farm at Nasarawanga in Boa and plants sandalwood, Yangona, kumala and corn. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie joins you now with all the very latest in sports.
Thanks and good evening. Coming up in sports tonight, no turning back for Golden Girl Vika Matana. And Lautoka weary of Nasinu. This and more after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm a Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fijian Commonwealth gold medalist Eileen Vikamatana says the decision to take up the offer for permanent residency in Australia in return for representing the country was not hard to make. Speaking to FBC Sports from Noumea, New Caledonia, Vikamatana says she feels betrayed by the events that have transpired with weightlifting Fiji. Meli Tavanga has more.
There's no turning back for the golden girl of Fiji.
No, what they did to me is unforgivable. I'm not going to forgive them for what they did without respecting the decision of an athlete, especially a female athlete. Okay?
Even Vikamatana's coach, Paul Coffer, believes Fiji has lost one of its best athletes.
There were quite a few countries keen to grab hold of her, but she's one of the best in the world. Australia came into the rescue, the Australian Weightlifting Federation. He's determined to continue, and eventually you'll see her lifting in green and gold.
Keeping Fiji at heart, the Commonwealth Games gold medalist, who should have been nominated for the 2018 Sports Awards, says the Weightlifting Federation has done her an injustice.
Fijian, I'm proud to be a Fijian, but what Weightlifting Fiji did to me was they didn't go my way, but my decision is my right. And
Vikamatana says it's hurt to see how the Sporting Federation plus Fasanok have treated the Ovalau weightlifters.
I did everything for them, but they didn't even consult me. They didn't even say that, the Iranian man was coming over. I received a phone call from Mom saying the Iranian man is in Fiji and is going to be a new national coach.
So it looks like a loss for Fiji becomes a gain for Australia. Vikamatana will be eligible to represent her adopted country in 2021. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Airways Flying Fijians have slipped to 9th place on the latest World Rugby rankings released this week. The national 15s team was previously in 8th position, which has been taken over by France, while Argentina drops down to 10th. Wales has made the biggest climb after their Six Nations win over England and are in 3rd place. The two top teams remain unchanged, with Ireland on 2nd and New Zealand still world number 1. Fiji Airways men's sevens coach Gareth Baber is highly likely to name a debutant in his final 13-member squad for the Las Vegas tournament. Due to a 3-match suspension, Baber will most probably drop Sibuloni Modinadangi for the Vegas tournament and use either of his newbies, Isoa Tambu or Aseli Tuiboka, as cover. With Alessio Nanduba joining the side and Aseli Tuiboka expected to be in the US by tomorrow, Baber has 15 players, including Batinisavu Uluyata, to select his final 13 from. South Africa Sevens coach Neil Powell has named a youthful team for the Las Vegas and Vancouver tournaments. Powell has brought in 1 debutant, while 4 players have only competed in 6 or less World 7 Series tournaments. Experienced forward Chris Dry has been dropped from the squad. Meanwhile, 20-year-old debutant Sako Makata says he is ready to give it his best shot.
Actually, as these guys, they're so big. I wasn't used to people that big. Tim Mugabe was here, and he was a massive guy, and I was so intimidated by them. But after like a few days, a few meetings with them, then you realize that these are just normal guys, full of jokes and great khiyah. So I started warming up to them, and ever since then it's been there.
Australia aims to shine in the next 2 tournaments on the series to close the gap on the standings. The Lautoka football side is wary of the young Nasinu outfit that upset Lambasa 2-0 in the Vodafone Premier League a fortnight ago. Lautoka coach Kamal Swami admitting they have been monitoring the Southerners closely. Vashnil Prasad reports.
The Blues from the Burning West will not take Nasinu lightly when they clash on Sunday.
Important game with Nasinu because Nasinu is also playing very good football now, so we need to work on our possession and decision making, when to make pass, when to keep it, and then how we go on attack.
Nasinu has proven to be a team to beat, as their coach says. They will work on a game plan to upset one of the best teams in the VPL.
Lautoka is another match, and it's going to be a different kind of game. And yeah, we will go back home and try and prepare for. We will definitely prepare for tackling how to tackle Lautoka.
In a double header on Sunday at ANZ Stadium, Nasinu plays Lautoka at 1 p.m, after which Suva battles it out against Nandi at 3. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
New Zealand's Super Rugby teams are set to rest many of the All Blacks this weekend. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. Take a look at the Nokia 9 Pure View smartphone with its 5 rear cameras. That's coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोलुम्बुआ से जैसे ट्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In new media, Nokia just announced a ton of new phones at the Mobile World Congress 2019 in Barcelona. The Nokia 9 heads up the pack with a ridiculous 5 cameras on its back. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. How are you on this great Tuesday? With all the sunshine, I bet you're all good. The weather was superb across the country. Now taking a look in the west, clear conditions with no sign of rain. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, quite easy here, calm and light showers will be active. And up north, more of the same clearer conditions. At sea, southeast winds at 25 knots, very rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:49 a.m. with low tide at 6:50 a.m. Sunrise at 6:04. For tomorrow, apart from few light showers, all will be fine, so you can have a great day even if you're planning a day under the shady trees. Tomorrow's temps, all centers will be at low 30 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, looks like a very bright day. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we asked, should Fasanok have done more in trying to keep Eileen Vikamatana in Fiji?
The government should have done more to retain her because he's sport.
I think they should have resolved the matter and keep Eileen Vikamatana because she's one of our gold medal prospects.
I think they should keep Eileen Vikamatana because she won a gold medal for Fiji.
I think she's a great athlete and Fiji should keep her because she can win a gold at the Olympic Games.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, Financial Intelligence Unit key to drug bust, PM promises full ratification on Human Rights Convention, and farmers moving cattle increase TB threat. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, Do you think there should be more suicide prevention services available in the country? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, the North has done it again, taken by our North editor Eleanor Tarangai View, one-of-a-kind purple, white and yellow sweet corn from Kwoping's farm at Nasarawanga in Boa. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas on rong na Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong na Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong na Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere.
Wana tunga na Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tao ngo singa toka, kita ndo talita kana Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere.
Bula FM, nambandu ay na sere.